morning, interwebs. It is 1:11, and Steve has arms full of produce. What have you produced for us today, Steve?
I believe this is a muskmelon of some sort. There's another one right there. And then there's three of these muskmelons. And a whole hollow leg of green beans. And I tried to be a little more selective this time, so hopefully the quality is more useful.
Good deal. Here, let me have it. And I had a kid bring a muskmelon in too. This is like the size, well, it's slightly smaller than his head, but it was a big melon. Okay, I am canning applesauce right now. Things that had been in the fridge and needed to be dealt with. I have a whole canner going right there. And there should be probably another canner's worth today, as well as some tomatoes, as always. And now for a bit of his corny commentary.
Here it is.
Here it is. We got more corn.
Then later we can do an unbeaning.
Ooh.
So of course all that boils down to about that size. We've had mixed results with corn, and so that's why there really isn't all that much growing. You can see this one's kind of got a few issues with the rows, which I found out was primarily due to cucumber beetles, but some of that I believe I got under control to some extent this year, though they've come back in pretty strong force this late summer, early fall. You can see again they did some damage up there. There's some other bugs involved in that too. But the biggest thing was that every time it started to get ripe, the raccoons would come and steal it. And on a recommendation from our chiropractor, she said you put some hair clippings around the corn. We did that this year. I have no idea if that was the reason, because it really wasn't that much, or if I had it boxed in the garden better, or if our dog has gotten enough scent around it, or if there's enough other corn patches around our house now. But anyways, we were able to actually get some that was not stolen by those pesky raccoons. So anyways, there they are, and I am sure that will be quite tasty when we eat it.
Well, it is 1:52, and there was a soccer game on that Steve wanted to watch. Toddington, I think, versus somebody whose name I don't remember. It might start with an S. I don't know. I told Steve that we need to print out a map of England so that we can look up where these places are and, like, know when they're watching soccer. But anyways, Steve wanted to watch a soccer game, and he had access to it, so yay. So him and the kids are watching soccer, and I have been canning, but I was like, well, I'm working on my Clarice while that's happening, and I was using the computer, but they needed it. So it's like, well, where can I go to have access to something, you know, entertaining? So here I am in my room, which I rarely hang out in my room unless I am sleeping, like sleeping or sick. But here I am on my bed, with all my pillows and my DVD player all set up, because I'm going to start watching Queer as Folk for like the umpteenth time. It is one of my absolute favorite shows ever, and I haven't watched through it in a bit. So it's time for another round of Queer as Folk watching while I work on my Clarice and drink a cup of coffee. Steve was laughing at me with my arm full of stuff because I had my project bag that's all overflowing with my top, and I had my phone and my DVD case and my camera on its tripod and my coffee, and I was like, that's quite the Kendra armful, isn't it? All things that I enjoy. So here I am enjoying myself, taking a little break, because clearly I need to, like, chill in general. Yeah, they came and fixed our internet today. We now have an official line that's like buried in the ground and attached to our house and is supposed to consistently provide us service. We hope. Steve called this morning, though, to tell him that, you know, like, our speeds had been slow, and the guy came, he said he thinks this should help, but it kind of sounds like we might be on the top end of what speeds we can be getting. I don't know. We'll see. It's a pain, but...
The timer's going off. I just turned off the canner, right?
And take the lid off, please. The timer was going off on my canner. Another batch of applesauce complete. Another 7 quarts for the winter. Okay, off to watch my show. Then we're going to popcorn for lunch, and Steve is going to make a wonderful gigantic dinner for us all this evening out of produce from the garden and other things. He's got some beans going on the stove with ham hock in them. And he's going to make yummy salad out of tomatoes and corn and things. So, should be a good and restful day, which we all need. So I'll sit up here, and the windows are all open, so every once in a while I can hear them all scream goal from downstairs, which is highly adorable. Highly. It is 6:40, and I have been holed up in my room all day. It's been quite exciting, and Steve has been down here. He watched soccer, and he talked to his mom, and he did all sorts of other fun things. Did you do anything else fun?
I don't think so.
That was it?
I cooked.
You cooked. Ooh. Oh, and he did bring me a jar of cilantro to sniff. That's a really good air freshener. I think we should just have that available always. But now Steve wanted to do his unbeaning. So these...
No, you wanted to unbean.
No, you're the one that said, should we do the unbeaning? Don't blame me.
You're missing it.
So these, for those of you that are curious, are kidney beans dried on the plant. They will dry a little bit more on their own, but they are dried by the sun so that we can have them this winter. Aren't they beautiful? Look at how shiny they are.
Big ones.
Ooh, those are big ones. Are these your magic beans?
This is what my magic beans grew me. Some people get a beanstalk that leads them to a chicken that lays golden eggs. Not me. I got kidney beans.
Isn't it a golden goose?
Maybe it's a golden goose. I apologize. My mythology was slightly off.
I don't know why I keep going back and forth between you and the beans, but I'm just gonna keep doing it because it's what I'm doing now. This is gonna be like the longest, worst vlog we've done.
Or the best, because I'm in it so much.
Aw, shucks. I think that's what I'm gonna call it because you shucked corn.
Not the great unbeaning?
Aw, shucks. There's beans.
There they are.
There they are.
Most of them I thought needed to dry a little longer. I only
do.
brought these in to show you.
Oh, so you mean you think these are done though?
Well, no, I think those need to dry
too.
A little longer
That's
too
what I
before
thought.
they
Are
get
we gonna
put,
wrap
like,
these
in a
up
jar.
in screen like
You
we
think I
did the
should?
other ones? Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
While I was in California the last time, Steve redid my window screens that had holes in them. That way the little buggies would stop coming in at night. And so we have some extra screen. And what was it that you opened up that you got seeds out of?
Black-eyed peas.
Oh, black-eyed peas. When he peeled those, he put them all like in a big square of the screen, and he just like whoop grabbed it up around the corners, and they've been drying. And that way they don't mold or anything. So I think these will probably need a little bit more. Yeah, they still feel soft, but they smell good, and they should be very tasty. Well, it is 1:39 in the morning. I finished my Clarice top, which became kind of like a dress this afternoon, and I've been working on my chrysanthemum shawl, which has like the world's never-ending edging, which is why I had put it off. There is an entire skein of the Red Heart Super Saver in the Grey Heather, and I just put the new skein on, and there's still, I'm not done with the first round of edging, and there's a whole nother round that goes on there, so that is going to take me a while. I have been canning applesauce. My timer just went off, so I'm going to turn it off, and I have a few things to put in the fridge. Dinner was delightful tonight, as I said, and I was editing the vlog for tonight, and I was actually uploading some stuff. I don't know if you can hear that. We are having a thunderstorm. Like, there's really loud rumbly thunder, but there's no rain, which had me a little concerned. So even though I was in the middle of an upload and doing stuff on the computer, I turned the computer and everything off because the weather feels weird to me, this kind of electrical storm, and I don't want to fry my computer, which is already having enough issues as it is. So I will just have to be a bit behind tomorrow, but hey, what's new at this point with all my computery issues? But yeah, I don't want to fry it, and I frequently will keep going even when we're having some electrical storms, probably sometimes when I shouldn't with using some of my technology things, but then occasionally I'm like, I have this gut feeling that I should not, and I try to follow that gut feeling, and so far it has served me well. We've had some bad storms that I have managed to save the electronics or things by not having them on. And then we did have one storm once that like fried a whole bunch of the electronics in our house. It fried a TV and the CPU, and like we had a bunch of other things go out. And that just, it happened once. It happens sometimes. So, turned everything off. Gonna work just a little bit more on the chrysanthemum shawl, clean up the kitchen, and then I'm headed to bed. I think this is gonna be a fairly long vlog. Apologies? Or you're welcome. I don't know. Anyways, I will see you all tomorrow. Nighty night.